I hope all of you are doing well. Yeah, good evening. Good evening, Anil, BD, Gautam, Prakash, Krishna Yadav, Kurpinder. Yes, we are live. Leo, Nilansh, Gautam, all good, man. Prakash, Tamil Rasu, Viresh, Nilesh, Mahesh, Shubham Avasti, very good evening. Good evening, everyone. So let's wait for a minute or two and then we will start. Okay, दो मिनट का इंतजार करेंगे and then we'll be starting, right? So you know very well that we have taken this initiative. हमने ये initiative लिया है in which every it's a 30-day challenge wherein me and maybe some other experts they will come live every day at 8 p.m. and not always 8 p.m. Maybe at some other time also, we'll let you know in advance. So either at 8 p.m. or either on 10 p.m. we'll be coming live every day. So that and in the month of March. So March, we have taken this initiative wherein we'll help you to improve your different skills, improve your different expertise, and so that the whole purpose is how we can make our engineers more skilled, more competent. So today is day 3. Okay. A very good evening, everyone. Great. So what is, how many of you have attended my yesterday session? If you have attended my yesterday session, just let me in the comment if you have attended my yesterday session. Agar aapne mera kal ka session attend kiya hai, we talked about 3 problems which engineers are facing, and we also talked about the solution. So can anyone tell me that what were those 3 issues which we discussed yesterday? If anyone remember, 3 problems and the solution. 3 problems, 3 problems or 3 challenges faced by 3 mistakes, which is being done. Basically 3 mistakes which is done by our engineers. If anyone remember, what were those 3 mistakes which is done by our engineers, because of which it is costing them growth, it is causing them slow career growth? Yeah, anyone remember what were those 3 mistakes which we discussed yesterday? Okay, not an issue. Later also, what we'll do, we'll put this recordings in the app, and also we'll put these recordings in the YouTube also, So we talked about the 3 mistakes. What were those 3 mistakes which is being actually done by the engineers? So number 1 mistakes which is done by, they only focus on technical skills, right? So they only focus on the technical skills, and we talked about that if you only focus on the technical skills, that will take you to 1 level. So if you actually want to grow in your career, technical skills, when I talk about technical skill, that means skills related to powder coating, assembly, press shop floor ki jo skills hai na, like defects and all that. So definitely with time you will get these skills, but what is required, that you should also focus on what? You should also focus on improving your overall skills. And what is that framework? I gave you that solution, I gave you that framework, that is called BEST framework. What is the BEST framework? That talks about that you also need to improve your business excellence. That means your auditing skills, your documentation skill, problem solving skills, your soft skills, your presentation communication, team building, and then technical skills. So if you see, this is your BEST framework. So equally, as you grow in your career, it is equally important that you focus on the business excellence skill, that is BE. Focus on improving your soft skill, focus on improving your technical skills. And this is the biggest mistake which I see people make, especially engineers make. They focus on only technical skills. Because of that, they don't improve their problem solving, their skills related to business auditing, okay, problem solving, which actually is very much desired in today's world, which is actually judged in your interviews. Because technical skill you will learn on your own. After you spend a year or 2, it will by default improve. Number 2, yes, anyone remember what is the number 2 which we talked about? Second, हमने क्या बात कर दी? What exactly we talked about? What was the second thing? What's the second mistakes? which we engineers do. Yes, anyone remember? The first was, yes, we focus only on technical skills. The second one was, yes, you can write in the chat. What was the second? What was the second mistakes? What was the second mistakes which you see engineers are making, because of which they're not growing in their career, because of which they are facing issues or difficulties? What is that? Yeah, you have not make notes, please. It's very important, to make notes. Okay, I'll tell you, right? So second thing which we talked about, like which you see top 3 mistakes, is this, like they do not POC. What is that POC? What was POC? What was that? They do not develop their network, right? They do not develop their network. So the mistake we see that, engineers, I see that they do not develop their network. And this is one of the biggest mistakes which they do. They do not develop their network. And if you see in the career, like after a certain period of time, after a certain point of time, most of the jobs, good jobs, like especially as you grow in your career, that you get from the power of PO and power of network, right? You see the power of community, POC, power of community, right? So that's framework I talked about, like POC, power of community. That means your network is your net worth. So as you grow in your career, that's where it's going to help. Number 3 mistake which I see most engineers do. What's the number 3 things? What is number 3? कौन सी तीसरी चीज है which engineers make mistakes? Is this number 3 things which I see? They do not know how to represent, how to show their work, right? How to show their work, and they are poor in the presentation, poor in representing their work, right? For which we talked about, like how you need to be good in the documentation part, and how you can work on the documentation, and how you can compile your progress, okay, your activities, your Kaizen, and so that it can help you not only in the performance appraisal, not definitely in the performance appraisal, it will help you that these are the improvements which I have done, ये improvements मैंने करी हैं, not only in the performance appraisal, but at the same time, it is going to help you, like if you go to a new organization, new company, okay, you already have this proof of work, that what is that you did. So one is like POW, proof of work, proof of work, right? So when you say what is this POW, proof of work, that means what is that work you have done? So proof of work, right? POW, okay, POW bhaji, huh? So we talked about this 3 framework in my yesterday's session. So maybe I think you can see somewhere, like if you are watching this in recording, you'll see somewhere in the YouTube, you can search this, or we'll provide link, maybe in YouTube description, so that you can check that. Okay. So best framework, improve your business excellence, soft skill and technical skills. If you do not develop your network, it's important that you focus on developing your network, power of community, because that is something which helps you to get good job. And as you grow in your career, you need more of referral. The third thing is that you also need this documentation, right? You also need this a proof of work, like where you need to focus upon the, again, you are focused on the having the documentation, so that it can help you, right? So this is very important. Okay, great. So all right, any question you have, let me know. Otherwise, we'll start today's agenda. So today we'll be focusing upon a new topic. What is a new topic? How you can, what are the auditing skills, and how you can improve your auditing skills, and how you can face audit with confidence. So today's agenda, we are going to talk about this very important topic. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let me share today's agenda. This is what we are going to focus upon. So friends, are you excited about today's session? This is today's session. We are going to talk about. Are you excited? Just write yes if you are excited, so that I also get some energy and I also get to know that you are listening with complete attention. And how many of you are making notes? Just write yes if you are making notes also. So I know that you are making notes also. It's very important to make notes. Yeah, just type yes or excited, so I know you are making notes. I can see Vikram, Mahesh, Akshay. Very good. Ravinder, give us some time. I'll check. Definitely, I'll make sure that it is uploaded. Dhyaneshwar, Venkat. Yeah, thank you. Kishore, yeah, good. Yeah, that's really good. Yes, it become very important to make notes. Yes, Santosh Mali, that's good. Ravinder, yes, very important. If you make notes, like you remember things for a long period of time. Ajitesh Singh, okay, very good. So nice. Great. So let us talk about today's agenda. We'll be finishing around 9:15. Okay. So we'll talk about today's topic is all about like auditing skills and how to improve your auditing skills. So let me tell you that in an organization, why do you need auditing skills? So if you see like why do you need auditing skill? Because of this auditing skill is more like a necessity nowadays. Like if you see it's a T kind of structure. ये T तरह का T kind of structure है. What do you mean by T kind of structure? Today this is very much required. A T kind of structure. What is this T structure? So T structure means that you need to be expert in your domain. आपको अपने domain में expert होना पड़ेगा. You need to be expert in your domain, but at the same time you need to have good knowledge of other departments. How other departmental working, how other departments are working, you need to be equally good in that. दूसरे department कैसे काम कर रहे हैं, this is something you need to be good at. Why do you need to be good at this? If you see, if you want to qualify in any audit, if you want to, let's say that you want to help your company in qualification of customer audits, right? You want to help your company in qualification of customer audit. You want to help your company in the qualification of certification body audit. You want to help your company in the qualification of their corporate audits, or you want to help your company in any awards or any manufacturing excellence audit. You sometimes company nowadays they apply for these awards, and there is a criteria which is there. Like if you want to win that award, there is some criteria, right? And if you want to upgrade, let's say you want to upgrade your system and you want to update your you want to either implement or you want to upgrade your quality management system, right? So if you want to do that, then what is required? You need to have this T kind of knowledge. What does T kind of knowledge means? T kind of knowledge का मतलब क्या है? That in your area, definitely you need to be expert in your area, whatever domain you are working, quality, production, purchase, supply chain, you need to be expert in your area. But at the same time, you should know how other departments are working. Why? Because in that case, if you have this skill, auditing skills, right, then you will be treated as what? You will be treated as leader. Okay, and you will be seen as a leader. You will be seen as a person who can help organization in achieving these objectives. What objectives? These objectives like getting more marks, getting more business, helping in the implementation of quality management system, upgrading quality management system in your organization. Unless and until you have that knowledge of other departmental working, how can you take work from others? How can you audit others? Because let's say you are in quality department. If you only maintain your quality department, if you only maintain documentation of your quality department, will that be good enough? No, that won't be good enough. So what is required? If your customer carry out the audit, क्या वो सिर्फ क्वालिटी डिपार्टमेंट का ऑडिट करेगा? Let's say customer is doing audit for new business. You say that I want new business, and customer is doing audit. If only he will do audit of quality department. No, he will do audit of all the department, right? He will do audit of what all department? He will do audit of production, purchase, supply chain, HR. So in that case, let's say you become leader for that project or for that initiative. Then what is expected from you? क्या expected होगा आपसे? What is that thing which will be expected from you? That you help those departments in identifying the gaps, might be making their or upgrading their standard operating procedure as per the QMS ISO 9000 or whatever it is, like IATF, which is a supply chain, IT 16949, which is automotive supply chain standard. So it will be expected that you help those departments in the upgradation of the system. Okay. So what I mean to say, in today's time, not only you need to be good in your department, but at the same time, you should also have knowledge about other department working. Because if you have knowledge about other department working, then what will happen? Then you will have an edge. Then you will get more respect, appreciation, and then you know how you can take work from others. Let me tell you one practical thing. If other department people allow you to get into their department, क्या कोई दूसरे department का बंदा, if they actually allow you to learn from them, yes or no, क्या वो आपको सिखाता है? अपना डिपार्टमेंट का एचओडी नहीं सिखाता. If human resource, purchase people, new product development people, if other department people will help you to learn their SOP, their formats, no, अपना boss नहीं सिखाता. Many times I see even if your boss, like, they do not want you to learn. Why? Why does it so that our sometimes senior, our sometimes boss, other department people do not want us engineers to learn? Why? Why? Because insecurity. They are fearful. Like, you know that the war is, at the time when we are doing this session, is going between Russia and Ukraine. What's the root cause? What's the root cause of that war? Of course, you can say many things. I'll not get into detail, but the one thing which is behind is, one word is this root cause, or one word which is behind is insecurity. Insecurity. Okay. The countries feel threatened. The country feels that if other person becomes so powerful, then my people, or it will be a threat for my country. We're not telling who is right, who is wrong. But what I'm trying to say is this. There's a reason. Absolutely. Insecurity and trust. Maybe the war is visible to everyone, but that war is also happening in many of our organizations, and that is Cold War. A war which is not visible outside, but that war is also happening in our organization. हमारी company में भी वो war हो रही है department के बीच में. And the root cause for that is insecurity. When I say war, it does not mean physical war fought with ammunition or tanks and but the war where people are not ready to help each other, where people are not ready to give the information to others, where people do not want other people to make progress, where there's a office politics which is happening in our so many organizations, so many companies. So what happened when this happened? What happened when this happened? कौन पिसता है? कौन पिस जाता है? Who gets into this politics? Who gets into this war? Who gets killed? Engineers, working professionals, आप जैसे लोग. And then we say आटे के साथ Ghun bhi pista hai, right? It's a very popular saying. And because of which we see many engineers do not learn. Have you ever faced this problem? Have you ever seen that you have become a victim of this situation where you people are not helped by your seniors, or in this office politics, in this war, cold war, which I say? Have you ever experienced this? क्या आपने ये problem समस्या face करी है? Have you ever faced this problem? I can see a lot of yes, 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 yes. I can understand. Even I have also faced this during my tenure. Yes, multiple times. This is happening. 1000%. Gautam is telling yes. So now the thing is, right? Yeah, Leo, yeah, Akash, I understand. Now the thing is, if you, in that case, like if you have auditing skills, then what happens? If you have auditing skills, then even without even less or no help from other department owners, or your boss, bad boss, sometimes there are good bosses also. You get that opportunity, that you learn and improve your documentation knowledge. You learn and improve your confidence. You learn and improve your competence. And when this happens, then they realize that, oh my God, where are you learning from? Then they ask you, oh man, where are you learning from, right? And then they know that these engineers, they are knowledgeable, they are competent. I cannot make them fool. So this is very, very important. So why do you need to learn auditing skills? If you learn auditing skills, you can help other departments. You can become a leader in any of the customer audits, QMS audits. Even this will help you in your interviews, in good management. Good management love systems, bad management do not love system. This also helps you in that. And this will distinguish yourself from the other, right? So when it's auditing skill, that means know what is there in other department, know what is happening, what is the procedure, what is the workflow, how other department works. This is very, very essential skill. Nowadays, it is required that you also need to have good auditing skills. If you have good auditing skills, it will set you apart from others. It will distinguish you from the others. Okay. Let me give an example, right? For example, I would like to talk about this guy. Okay. And this guy, he was just like you. And it was like that, his seniors, they are surprised. I want to take you to this Pushkin was just like engineers like you. He was just an engineer like you. And he said that his boss, his seniors, were surprised to see his NC report. For the first time, such a perfect report has been prepared. And it's just the beginning. There's a lot of surprise ahead in future. SubMastery tooling amazing efforts. It is just because of you. I don't have words, because this is the best platform I've seen in my life. So what I'm trying to say is this: see this, right? Because this guy, his boss started appreciating, and he was surprised. Maybe boss didn't knew that where he's learning from, and then they ask you, where are you learning from? So this actually helps you. And one other member, he said that because I remember his name was Mahesh. He said in one of my programs that because of his auditing skills, his management, when they were discussing, they thought that let us give this guy a new responsibility wherein he can help organization in the upgradation of systems. So automatically you come in the eyes of management, right? Tell me this one thing. What is more important? It is important to do work and come in the eyes of management. What is important? Do work or come in the eyes of management? What is important? I'm asking you, what is more important? Do the work and come in the eyes of management for growth. The answer is absolutely, we need both. Yes, do the work and show the work, come in the eyes of management. But what is happening with most of our engineers is that they only do one thing. What is the only thing which they do? क्या करते हैं? What's the only thing they do? Yes, Gautam, Mahesh, Gautam. Yeah, yeah, Santosh, I can understand. You know, you are right. They work like hell. I'll not. It's not appropriate to say this word, but yes, ये कोई बहुत अच्छा word नहीं है. But yes, we say work like donkeys. गधे की तरह काम करना. I am not relating, you know, in none of the way I'm disregard. I don't have any disregard. But yes, this is true. Work like crazy. But when it comes to in the eyes of management, somebody else takes the credit, somebody else get the increment, somebody else get the appreciation, and then we think, oh my god, this is what I did. ये तो मैंने बनाया था. This presentation was made by me. This Kaizen was done by me. This improvement was done by me, and I'm nowhere. So what is more important? Both are important. To do the work, to show the work. Both are more important. Right? And the bad thing is, if you only do the work and are not able to show the work, that's not a good thing. Of course, you have to keep doing the work, even if you do not get in the eyes of management. Definitely, you should keep on doing the work. That's another thing. नहीं भी आते हैं management की eyes में. We should keep on doing the work, but there are ways. Okay, there are ways how you can do that, how you can come in the eyes of management. Maybe someday we can take that topic. But today's topic, I'll talk about if you carry out the work, if you do the work right, then how basically you can improve your auditing skills and why it is important, right? You know very well why it is important, but now I'll talk about how you can do that, right? So let's talk about this. I can understand. Yes, this is a sad reality. Santosh, is it happening with me for last 3 years? Venkatesh, you know the situation of the industry. I'm from industry, man. I can understand. I have faced similar situation. Same thing happened with me. AP is telling I improve powder coating shop, but credit goes to my manager. You're right. You're right. Of course, Gautam, we need skills, knowledge, without which we cannot come in the eyes of management. Yes, true. The sad part, right? The sad part, I'll say the sad part is this. Nobody talking about these skills. Nobody talking about this skill. Nobody talking about this skill. How to show off our work. Is there any topic like show off your work? Is there any topic? I don't think there are topics like there might be. That's not presentation. That's not presentation. How to present is not the presentation. The presentation skill is how to get your work in front of management so that you get the credit what you deserve. ताकि आप जो deserve करते हो आपको मिले. How many of you think that this topic will be helpful for you? And SubMastery should start these topics also. These topics like what? Topics like, you know, how to deal with office politics, how to show your work, and how to, you know, present your work effectively. How many of you think that SubMastery should start doing this trainings more often? The other SubMastery ye training bhi kare. Or this is also equally important because these things are not taught in any school. These things are not taught in any colleges. These things are even not taught in industry, and people don't learn this thing. Yeah, do you think this is helpful? We should start. Yeah, definitely. You know, some of you might be aware that SubMastery is starting a soft skill division with a managerial skill, and in that we have taken multiple topics. Yes, absolutely. It's very important to survive. Great. Thank you. Definitely, we'll also start that. Okay. So coming to this auditing skills, like what are the ways? When you say auditing skills, what do you mean by auditing skills? Auditing skill means that improving your documentation skills, improving your know-how of other department working, right? And also to find out the non-conformity, how to write non-conformity, okay, and how to work in the process approach, how to focus on the risk analysis approach, a lot of things, right? And how to face auditors, how to improve your system or audit your system. So all this will become a part of your auditing skill. So when I say auditing skill, it may not mean a single thing. When we say auditing skills, it's a combination of different skills so that you can help your company, help your organization, like to improve the systems, like improve systems. That's the meaning of, like, we say auditing skill. So auditing skill will constitute so many of these factors. So हम auditing skill की बात करते हैं तो ये सारे factors जो हैं वो responsible होंगे. Okay. Now, what's the level, right? What should be the step by step? Would you like to know the structure which you should adopt in your career if you want to improve your auditing skill? Would you like to know the ladder structure? So I'll give you the framework, like I'll give you the structure, and some of you might be aware, but then some of you might not be that aware. So I'll give you the structure, like what is the structure which you need to follow, and this is the ladder, and this is the structure which you should follow if you actually want to improve your auditing skills. So these are some of the levels or some of the structure which you need to follow. What's that? So I'll say that starting with level 1, okay, that's a startup level. Then you go to level 2, then you go to level 3, and then you go to level 4. Okay, so this is what is my recommendation. Okay, so what do you mean by this different levels? So let's try to understand. Okay, so level 1 is like you have foundation knowledge. Foundation knowledge, that means it is up to awareness, how what are the different departments, how they are working, what is their working, how they operate. Okay, so these are basically the foundation level. Level 2, we say that you need to have like internal auditing skills, like how to audit other departments, and you need to be a minimum like a certified internal auditor. And when I'm talking about certified internal auditor, it's not that just you have this certificate is not good enough, but actual knowledge of clauses, actual clauses knowledge, right? Right? I can say the not only clauses knowledge, but actual, right? The knowledge of how these clauses will be applicability to different department, like applicability to different processes, right? Like what all, for example, clauses will be applicable, what all different requirements will be applicable. Let's say if I ask you, if you are auditing maintenance department, what all documentation you will be auditing in the maintenance department? So this should be at your tips. I'll be looking at what? I'll be looking at master list of machines, critical spare parts monitoring, okay, and preventive plan, predictive maintenance plan, daily machine check sheet, okay, and periodic overhaul plan, data of mean time between failure, mean time to repair, MTTR, MTBF, OEE, breakdown hours, breakdown data, viable analysis data, machine history card. You understand? Like you must be aware what are the 7, 8, 10 different documentation you must be aware about. You are auditing purchase, you are auditing a store, you are auditing lab, you are auditing human resource. What all documentation you will look at, right? So it should be tips. It should be at your tips. Okay, these are the documentation. If I audit human resource, I'll audit like what? Training need identification, training plan, training attendance, training feedback, roles and responsibilities, organization chart, corporate responsibility policies, HR policies, maybe IT policies if that's linked with human resource, right? Skill matrix. There are tons of things, you know, you must be aware about what is roles and what is your competence matrix, training paper, list of trainers, evaluation criteria, right? Employee motivation activities or employee motivation scheme. You must be aware about what all things, and then you should also be aware about, आपको साथ ही साथ ये भी aware होना पड़ेगा, what are the different clauses which are linked with that. In the similar way, new product development, lab, purchasing, you must be aware about this. And believe me, like if you only get like in a day or two, it's very difficult, right? So it has to be continuous efforts. This learning should be in a structured way, right? With some activities, with assignments, with community, with hand holding, which is very, very important, right? Number 3, which I say is your like how to implement, right? How to implementation part, right? How you can implement this, because auditing is one thing, and then what I say is the lead implementer like course or lead implementer training, where you know how to implement, how to make like a manual, how to make SOP, how to make any formats, right? And not only like how to do implementation, which is very, very important. Many people like who get this knowledge of implementation, these are people actually who make more progress. Why? Because if you have knowledge of implementation, that's where like you get actual respect and appreciation at your workplace. If you know how to implement this, right? Because they're less, you will save your company money, right? And if you have implementation knowledge, maybe you can help your organization to get good score, qualifying the customer audits, distinguish yourself from others, right? That's we say the lead implementer program. And then we say that lead auditor, and if you want to get into certification body, want to become consultant trainer, or want to get into senior position, that's very valid competence and qualification, like which SubMastery is also conducting with our partners. Like our partner agency, we are partnered with one of the agency where we conduct this lead auditor training program. We have conducted multiple training program. As of now, when we are doing recording this, we have conducted 5 batches of lead auditor for ISO 9001 215 IRCA certified, right? So that is the next level of skill. Of course, like what I recommend is that you first have this foundation knowledge, then intro auditor knowledge, then lead implementer. Why is also equally important? Because if you have implementation knowledge, that will set you apart, and that will actually help you and your organization to implement those systems. And then lead auditor means that who can audit as a lead auditor, and you have then eligibility to work with certification body or apply with apply to certification body as well. Okay, you will be able to apply to certification body, right? Today I'm going to talk about like the focus area is like I'll talk about internal auditing. Okay, आज जो मैं बात करूंगा, today I'll be focusing on the internal auditing, right? Okay, so let's get ready for that. How you can face like any audit with okay, so today what I'm going to talk about, like as an internal auditor, right? What are the mistakes which you should avoid, right? You might be an internal auditor. Okay, let's you become an internal auditor. Okay, what are the mistakes which is done by internal auditor, and how you can avoid that, and how you can become master in the auditing and grow your career. Okay, so let me talk about that. Okay, let me share my screen with you, and we'll talk about like how you can improve your auditing skills and avoid these mistakes which is basically done by the internal auditor. Okay, and please make notes, you can take screenshots. So this is the problem, top 5 mistakes by internal auditor and how you can avoid them and how you can become master in auditing skills. So let's go through them one by one. Okay, and this is a problem which nobody is talking about. People have just this certificate. A certificate will not work. Same time, you should have not just certificate but also have real knowledge. Okay, let's get into this. What are these 5 things? And I can tell you this why, because I got opportunity to implement IATF in or in like multiple systems in 70 plus companies. To be very specific, like 31 companies. I helped 31 companies in the implementation of IATF, automotive supply chain standard. Okay, and total 70 projects I did. So and I've helped multiple companies in the implementation of systems. Okay, so let's see what are the top 5 mistakes, and here I go one by one, and I also recommend that you write it down, and so that it can help you and you can also avoid these mistakes, right? So let's see what are these. Number 1. Number 1. They do not ask the right question. So what is much important at the start when you start any audit? Whenever you start any audit, let's say you become internal auditor, you are an internal auditor, you start any audit, there are 2 kind of questions. One is open-ended, other is close-ended. So what we should do, should we ask open-ended or close-ended? What do you mean by open-ended? Open-ended means asking those questions. The reply of that won't be yes or no, or won't be a one word. Open-ended question किसे कहते हैं? जिनका रिप्लाई जो है वो वन वर्ड का नहीं है और वन लाइन का भी नहीं होगा. Like you have to explain. For example, let's say if I ask you, what is the routine which you follow from morning until night? What is the routine which you follow from morning until night, or from the time you get from bed, like walk from bed, rise from bed, and from the time you go to bed? Kya routine follow करते हो? The answer can't be one line or one word. You will see, I do this, like that. Open-ended. What do you do when there is a customer complaint? Can you tell me about what is the procedure which you follow when you get customer complaint? Kya procedure follow करते हो? What activities you do when you get customer complaint? So it can't be one. There will be multiple. It's an open-ended question, right? So what is close-ended? Close-ended is simple, like what you had in the breakfast. The answer could be in one single word. Okay, close-ended could be like how many non-conformity you got in your external audit, how many customer complaints in numbers in the last month. That is close-ended. So close-ended is one word or one line. I'm not telling that you should not ask close-ended, but what I'm trying to say, always start audit with the open-ended. Why? You should start audit with the open-ended question. Why you should start with open-ended question? Can you type in chat? What is the reason I'm asking you for this? Yes, the reason is, number 1 reason, you make other people comfortable. Yeah, you also want that other, you want other people to participate. Yes, you want to understand the problem and concern. Yes, Bhaskar Thakur. Yes, Venkatesh. Yes, AP. Of course, Ashik, Gautam. You want to get the understanding of other people, and you want to understand the complete picture, and you want other person to tell you about the flow. Yes, and you also want to encourage other person to speak. Yes, so to make other person comfortable, number 1. Number 2, because you want to see the confidence of other people. Number 3, because you want other person to tell the process. Number 4, because in that way you will get an overview. You don't have to read SOP. आपको SOP नहीं पढ़नी पड़ेगी, वो बता देगा. No, definitely you also should refer SOP. Yeah. So do you get the overall understanding how the process is being carried out? Yes, you also get to know that how much other person is aware about his SOP. आपको उसकी competency का भी पता लग जाएगा. You'll get to know how much he is competent. Yeah. So this and most important, if you ask open-ended question, you also get to know what is the structure, right? Yes. So that's what we should do. Like, so you should always start, always ask, start with the open-ended question, number one, right? Close-ended question, when you need to ask close-ended question, you can ask after open-ended question. In between, you can ask the close-ended question, like he was telling you about, he's telling you about all the processes. Then he say, okay, this is how calibration is done. We do this calibration like this and that. And then you can ask close-ended question. Okay, okay, fine. Can you show me the data? And then you see the data. Then you see, okay, yeah, this vernier caliper number so and so, ये vernier जो so and so है. Can you show me the calibration report? This is the guy who is involved in the inspection. Can you show me the skill matrix? The other person said that whenever we are receiving any customer complaint, we are raising the quality alert. Okay, last time when you received customer complaint, 2 months back, 1 month back, 15 days back. Okay, can you show me the quality alert which you have raised 15 days back, this date? What is that? Close-ended question. So many times I see, especially in the intro, people start coming and bombarding the close-ended question. Do you have this data? Have this calculation report? Show me this, show me that. It's okay, you can do that, but it's always good to start with the open-ended question so that you can get to know a lot of, like you can make other person comfortable, and you also get to know his knowledge, and you also get to know the process, and so it becomes easier for you to do the audit. So that's always a basic practice. And if you see, external auditor always do this. आप देखो external auditor हमेशा यही करते हैं. They always say, okay, what do you do? How you do this process? Tell me the process. Okay. So this is the number one thing, number one mistakes people do, right? Especially in intra audit. Number two, no good preparation readiness for audit. So how many times you have seen that intra auditor in your organization, when they come for audit, they themselves are not prepared. They themselves are not prepared. They themselves might be on paper, they might be a certified internal auditor, but actually they are not competent. How many times you have seen? They themselves are not prepared. They themselves are not competent. How many times you have seen that? Multiple times. So what is required before any auditor goes for an audit? Before any auditor goes for audit, what is required is that, especially in audit, right? What is required is he should study. He should study what? Study the process, study the turtle diagram, right? What is turtle diagram? It's basically process mapping. It helps in the understanding what are input, output, method, who will do what, key result area, risk analysis, skill which is required, okay, all that stuff, right? In the turtle diagram, study the process, what is happening, so that he know like what is the expectation, what is the outcome, like what is the trend which you need to see, what is the key result area, kya key result area hai, kya outcome hai, what is that, sorry, outcome hai, what is that he need to see, right? Let's say somebody goes for audit of maintenance, so he should know, right? How does maintenance process work? You should be aware about that. Maintenance process kaise kaam karta hai? What is the key result area? What is the trend which I should see? Kya trend dekhna hai? Maintenance MTTR, mean time to repair, घटना है बढ़ना है, mean time to failure, घटना है बढ़ना है, breakdown hours kya hai, kam hai zyada hai. You should look at this data. You should be aware about that. Okay, so he should, like, at least before going for audit, any intra auditor should learn and know about the process flow. If not, then it's a very bad impression, and then it's a kind of formality. Fir kya hoti hai? It's more like a formality, right? That's what you don't want. Okay, so as a competent intra auditor, as a person who is responsible for coordinating, or even like whosoever is sending you for audit, this need to make sure, okay, that you are aware about the processes. That's number two. Let's move ahead. Number three, weak confidence as a auditor. And because of this, what happened? Many times there are two terminologies. दो terminologies हैं. Auditor, a person who is responsible for work, who carry out the audit, right? A competent person who carry out the audit. A competent person, a competent व्यक्ति जो audit carry out करता है, he is competent. Competent by what? Competent with experience, with certification, qualified. Okay. Auditing, the person who is getting audit, the process owner who is getting audit, who's getting audited. Okay. So auditor, a competent person who is doing the audit. Auditee, a process owner who is doing the audit, right? That's the meaning. So much time we have seen, बहुत बार हमने क्या देखा? Much time we have seen that auditee are more confident than auditor. It's okay, not bad, but then what is expected? The person who is doing the audit, the person who is doing the audit, he need to be, in general, more confident as a auditor. When I say more confident means that because he's doing the audit, he's there to find out the improvement, he's there to find out the fact with respect to standard. So it is expected that he should be competent, he should have confidence. So if you are shaky yourself, show me this, show me that, ye dikha do, wo dikha do, acha, oh, okay, okay. You tell me what NC I should give. How many times you have seen auditors, sometimes they are not able to find non-conformity, or they are not able to find any improvement, or they are incompetent, and then they say auditee, यार तू ही बता दे क्या आंसर दूं. अच्छा भाई, I can't understand, yaar, I am doing this for the first time, or I am afraid, or I'm not, can you tell me what NC I should give? No, that should not be the way. That shows that you are incompetent, and that will create a question mark. And the same auditee, he will make fun of you. क्या कहेगा? At the back end, at your back. अरे किसको भेजा था? What auditor you have sent? This auditor itself is not competent. He was asking me what NC I should give. He may be your friend, but at the back, at the back, he will tell that this auditor is incompetent. This auditor does not know his work. How many of you agree with me? In the front, he will not say anything, but at the back, he will make fun. How many of you agree? At the back, he will make fun of you. He will tell 10 guys in the company that this guy, he came for my audit, is incompetent. मैंने खुद उसको NC लिखवाई, मैंने बैठ के उसे non competent लिखवाई, उसे खुद ही नहीं पता था कि NC देनी है, and he will make fun of you, and then your brand image will get impacted. Yes, this is truth, right? I agree. Yes, this is very important. So as a internal auditor, you should be confident. You should sound confident, and you should say, "Yaar, he was good auditor. He was tough auditor, a little tough auditor, but at least he knows his work. इसको अपना काम मालूम है, ये बेवकूफ नहीं है. He knows his work." That is what you want, okay? And that's what is very, very important to come in the eyes of management, to have goodwill about you. That's number 3. How many of you are loving this? Just write loving. If you are loving this knowledge, if you are liking this knowledge, just write love in the comment. If you are, because this knowledge you will not get anywhere in any books, neither in YouTube. Maybe someone can see this and then make that. It's okay. But this is not in any book, not in any video, and not people, and there is no training program for this. How many of you are loving this? How many of you think that SubMastery is adding a lot of value in your life and is doing good thing by talking about this thing? Loving Prabhu. Arun, Khan, Venkatesh, thanks a lot, man. Santosh, Ayodotin, Fag Bami, yeah, I don't know, sorry if I pronounce your name wrongly. Leo Akash, Daneshwar, yeah, Ravinder, AP, yeah, thank you very much. Very important. So these are 3. Let's move ahead and let's talk about 2 more. Let's talk about 2 more. So here it is, right? So inferences versus, okay, these I think I talked about 4. Yes, okay, yes. So first one is do not ask the right question. Second is no good preparation or readiness for audit. The third is weak confidence as auditor. Okay. The fourth one, very, very important. The fourth one, very, very important. Inferences versus fact. A good auditor must always focus on fact and must not focus on inferences. What do you mean by that? The good auditor must always focus on fact. What do you mean by that? Let me tell you that. I'll tell you one real life story, and so that you get to know about this. You get this understanding. ताकि आपको ये हमेशा के लिए clear हो जाए, so that it is clear for lifetime. I went to one company and for like training and audit, and it was that company was near River Ganga, and you know River Ganga is a very holy place for very holy place. And if you see like at that morning, so I get up early and I went to Rishikul Ghat. Rishikul is a near to River Ganga. It's on the banks of River Ganga, and I saw there was one small temple. वहाँ पे एक छोटा temple था. Okay, now visualize this. There was small temple and one person early in the morning, 5:30 a.m. in the morning, and I was think about this like River Ganga, pleasing environment. It was I was doing exercise and yoga, and I was very happy. I saw one person. He came. He was sitting just below that, just near to that temple, and he was doing like this. He was doing like this. I thought, what the hell he is doing? कितना बेकार आदमी है, गंदा आदमी है. Sitting in God place, such a beautiful environment, and he is eating tobacco. ये सुरती खा रहा है, तंबाकू खा रहा है, and he was doing like this. And then after some time, I saw him. He get up from his place, and there was wall, and he started doing like this. I thought, what he is doing now? People come early in the morning. People worship River Ganga. People River Ganga को worship करते हैं. भाई साहब, this person is eating tobacco and then spitting in Ganga. And I was like, this is wrong. ये गलत है. And I become angry. मुझे अंदर से गुस्सा आ रहा था. And I thought, I will tell this guy, what are you doing? क्या कर रहा है? People come here early in the morning and they do worship, and you are here spoiling things, sitting in near temple, eating tobacco and spitting in Ganga, holy river. So I was, getting angry, and I thought I will tell him how I should. And then I was thinking how I should tell him. He's a local. He might be a local, and I'm from outside. My training is at 9:30 a.m. in the morning. It's 5:36 a.m. He might beat me. We might have a fight. So there were a lot many thoughts which are going in my mind, but still I thought that I should tell him. So I was just approaching him just to tell him that, Bhaiya, kya kar rahe ho? What are you doing? And as I was about to say this to him, he turned up. And I saw in his hands, मैंने उसके हाथों की तरफ देखा. In his hands, it was not tobacco. Tobacco नहीं था. It was fish balls, fish food. When he was sitting near the temple, he was actually making those fish balls. वो tobacco नहीं पीता. He was not, eating tobacco. He was actually making those fish food from that fish ball, and he was not spitting. He was actually feeding fish. And I saw him. He saw me. He was looking at me. I was looking at him, and then I looked at him and I started doing like this. I started behaving like I am doing exercise, and I went away. And it's a real story. what I was doing, what I did that day is a lesson for you for this particular mistake. I was focusing on inferences, ऐसा हुआ होगा, ऐसा किया होगा, but I was not focusing on fact. As a good internal auditor, it's your duty that you need to focus on what? You need to focus on what? You need to focus on what? You need to focus on the fact. जल्दी नहीं है एनसी देने की, नॉन कंफर्मिटी दे दूं इसको, गलती निकाल दूं. No, you should focus on the fact. You should focus on the reality. What is reality? What is real, right? What is actual as per the standard requirements or as per the customer specific requirements, as per the SOP, standard operating procedure or documented process, like. But you should not think that I am going to audit this department. मैं ये department audit कर रहा हूँ. I am auditing this department. I am sure that I am going to get nothing. Do not have this presumption. ऐसा presume करके मत चलिए. Like I was presuming that that person is eating tobacco wherever he was like making fish food. Do not do these mistakes. So you can ask for more evidence. You can look at the evidence. You can ask for the data and then you write the fact. This is very important competence, because if you become lead auditor, if you give the examination of lead auditor, let me tell you that there is an activity, there is a one section which is dedicated for non-conformity writing, and they will give you this objective evidence. Those of you who are not aware, and some of you might be aware, that they will give you objective evidence. They'll give you this is the evidence. You have to write the non-conformity as an activity, as a, you get this, 10 marks. If you write correct non-conformity and all these structure like objective evidence and non-conformity statement, there's a complete structure, right? If you write the right non-conformity, if there's a objective evidence of non-conformity, you identify that correctly, you get 10 marks. Let's say everything is right, but let's say that objective evidence does not result into a non-conformity, but you give non-conformity, my dear friends, you get 0 marks. Instead, even if you have written good non-conformity statement, even if you have gave the right standard language or the references, still you get 0 marks. So why? They are doing because they want that for becoming external auditor, if there is not a non-conformity, if it's not a non-conformity, if you give the non-conformity, you get 0 marks. Okay, can you understand? So it's very, very important. Always focus on fact. Do not focus on inferences कि ऐसा हुआ. I know that I'm going to this department, I'm going to get nothing. How many of you love this? Just write fact in the chat. If you always will focus on the fact, you can wait. You can see the more example. You can see the more data, and then you can decide whether it's a non-conformity or not. You need not to be in a hurry. Just write fact in the comment if you like this explanation. Fact, 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 fact. Love this, like this. Very important. Good. Let's move forward. The last is an internal auditor or auditor. This is the gap. They do not know and understand what's the correct methodology or non-conformity methodology, not understood. They are not aware about what should be the structure of my non-conformity methodology. मेरे structure क्या होना चाहिए? They are not aware about that. I'll not go in deep because that is being actually covered in our internal auditor training program, our certification program. But I'll give you the components. So there are like 4 components. How many components? Not 5, 4 components. What are those components? Number 1 component they should be aware about, like what is non-conformity statement, how to write a statement, small, simple, sweet, to the point. Number 2, what is exact clause number regarding that particular issue. What's the exact clause? They should be aware about this. Number 3, not only this, but they should be always also aware about like exact clause. Should know that which clause it will go. Sometime it may happen, yaar, isme jayegi, usme jayegi, but they should be aware like where there is more orientation. Number 3, they should be able to write good objective evidence, that proof, so that later they should be aware that in which clause, what is the objective evidence, which documentation, which operator, against what SOP, what is the actual observation, what is the actual gap. You must be aware about that. Non-conformity statement, clause number, objective evidence, and this is optional in internal audit, but yes, recommended if you can do that. Standard language, where in which basically clause, okay, this is being talked about. Let me give you a simple example. Like I can give you complex, but I'll give you a simple example. Let's say that in the non-conformity statement, you say that personal not aware about quality policy. लोगों को quality policy का मालूम नहीं है. That's a NC statement. Clause number. It can come in basically 2 clause, 5.2 also and 7.3 awareness also. You can take in any. Okay. So let's say we give in awareness 7.3, not aware about quality policy. Objective evidence, Mr. Ramlal, employee code so and so of the molding department was not able to tell quality policy. Objective evidence, exact. There's nothing wrong if you give employee name, employee code, department. It's okay. It's not that it's not that you are pulling someone's legs, but you are giving the fact. Standard language, where it is written, okay, in that particular clause 7.3 awareness, it is written awareness of quality policy, or in the 5.2 you say that it's being talked about that like communication of quality policy or understanding the quality policy, it's written. So write the exact standard language. Okay, one example. Another example, total productive maintenance not effective or maintenance not effective, non-conformity statement, clause number 8515, objective evidence, you say critical spare part of machine number so and so ABC in the critical spare part monitoring F/MNT06, minimum order quantity should be 2, actual spare part found 0, dated itna. Minimum order quantity was 2, actually you found 0. No evidence of purchase order, no evidence of that spare part being monitored. Okay, that's good. Objective evidence. Okay, standard language, where it is written, it is 8515, it is written like spare part monitoring, critical spare parts, right? Monitoring of that, it is being talked about, monitoring what is there. So that's should be a structure. Many times what happen, if you do not write correct methodology of non-conformity writing, then what is going to happen? अगर आप correct non-conformity नहीं लिखते हो, so what is going to happen? If you don't write this non-conformity, if your non-conformity is not clear, अगर आपकी non-conformity clear ही नहीं है, your non-conformity is read by whom? It is read by whom? It is read by auditor. It is also read by top management. It is read by your system people. It is read by other department. Yes or no? It is read by them, right? If your non-conformity itself is not clear, how they are going to submit the action plan? अगर non-conformity clear ही नहीं है, तो action plan कहाँ submit करेंगे? You understand? And it will have a very bad impression. क्या लिखा है? क्या लिखता है? What he is writing? Who made him internal auditor? किसने बनाया इसको internal auditor? He don't know anything. He is not able to write right clause number. He is not able to write the right clause number. He is not able to write better objective evidence. It will have very, very bad impression. So what is required? I'm not telling that during training you may not make mistake. You can make this mistake during training, but what I'm trying to say that your report will actually be represented, will represent you. Like if you write an email to anyone, to customer, to supplier, to management, to vendor, to anyone, your email will, with reading email, if not this is true, such nahi hai. By reading email, you will make an impression of other person. इसका अंग्रेजी कैसा है, इसका sentence का structure कैसा है, इसका competency कैसा है, इसका confidence कैसा है. By reading email, in a similar way, By reading your non-conformity statement structure, the other person will get to know how much you are competent, how much you are trained, and it will create a very, very bad or good impression. How many of you like this? So let me repeat, what are the 5 big mistakes which people are making in the as a internal auditor? What are these? So here are these. Yes, do not ask the right question. Okay, yeah, it's very important. Keep upgrading your skills. Yeah, so they do not ask the right question. Number 1. Number 2, no good preparation readiness for the audit. Number 3, weak confidence as an auditor. Number 4, focus more on inferences rather than fact. Number 5, they do not know the correct methodology. Do not understand the correct methodology. Okay, so did you like this? And I hope you will remember what's your take. What's the thing which you like most in today's session? What is that you like most? क्या चीज अच्छी लगी आपको? What is that you like most? Also, if you're watching this in recording, do mention in comment, whatever comments, like YouTube or wherever you're watching. Do write what is your learning, what's your top learning in today's session? क्या learning आपकी रही आज के session में? What is your top learning in today's session? From today's session. Yeah, we should focus on the confidence improvement. What is one learning? Yeah, T-like structure, very important. Yes, you are right. T-like structure, like depth knowledge of other own department and overview of other department is also required to distinguish yourself. Yes, focus on the knowledge will give you recognition. Yes, like your personal experience and dealing with auditors. Thank you very much, Janeshwar. Yes, conformity, focus on the inferences versus fact. Shubham, that's good. Identifying these top mistakes and not repeating them. That's really good. So nice. Fact versus inferences versus fact. You're right. Yeah. Focus on the impact outcome. Yeah. Focus on the outcome of the audit. Importance of doing audit based on facts, not on the inferences. Do not judge other person. And knowledge of other department is very much required if you actually want to have better impression and better, like if you actually want to add value, basically. Yes. Very good. Excellent. Okay, friends, because yes, absolutely. Yes. So we need to learn these skills in a structured way. Yes. Okay. So one thing, like friends, I want to introduce you like to one guy. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate preparation before doing audit. Yes, very important, Santosh. You're right. Knowledge, yes. Of other department, very, very important. Thank you very much. It's really important. Importance of doing audit based on fact. Preparation before doing any audit. Gautam, yes. How to like asking open-ended question. Okay, yes. Friends, like if you follow this approach, what happened? Like if you follow this approach, what happened? Like this guy, I want to talk about this one of our member, Parshuram Koshi. Okay, and he was a simple like a person who started his career from a very as a beginner, and he was able to get to a MR position, management representative position. He was able to get 32% salary hike in a good company, in a good organization, just because he learned the auditing skills, just because he focused on improving his auditing skills. So if you have good auditing skills, not within your company, within organization, he got raised, within organization, he got this departmental opportunity, but he got into a new company and he was able to get 32% hike. This is very much possible. So if you have competence, if you have knowledge, there are some people who are going to give you respect. You can see this interview watch in the, you can type wall of appreciation, and you can see this in the YouTube, just a success story, wall of appreciation, Parshuram, you write his name, you will get to see. Yeah. Ashik, yes, that's a part of our training program. That's a part of our training program. Great. Great. Okay. If you have any question, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer that. If you have any question, let me know. I'll be happy to answer that. Yes, internal auditor certification is being offered by SubMastery. Yes, absolutely. Yes, we do have that certification. Okay, in tomorrow's session, I'll tell you about that. Tomorrow, I have organized a special a session where not today. Tomorrow, I'll tell you about that. Oh, that's really good. You joined as a quality head. Congratulations, man. You're part of our community. What are the skills which are required? So, what kind of there are different skills like business excellence, I say problem solving, 8D, car, internal auditor, documentation, lean. These are the minimum skills. Okay. Very important for quality head. How much it is important? It is very, very important. Very, very important. You not, I say, if you want to become lead auditor, if you want to become consultant, if you want to become trainer, if you want to, you see any job description, you see that's a mandatory. There's a minimum competence, which is said like auditing skills, a minimum competence. Huh? You are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, really? How many of you have subscribed to my YouTube channel? You're not subscribed? I'm sharing this. You can go, you can subscribe. Yeah. Okay. You have not subscribed. Can you subscribe? Yeah. You can go ahead and subscribe. Not yet. Okay. So you can go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So this is my YouTube channel. Let me share. Although now I'm trying to be active, right? Not very, very active as of now, but yes, now slowly I'm trying to be active. There are a lot of success stories, a lot of success stories you will find. Yes. So can you see now? Yeah. Yeah, you can go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yes, I'm sharing the link. I'm sharing the link, man. I'm sharing the link. If you're done, just write done in the comment. If you're done subscribing, I'll just write done. If you're done subscribing to my YouTube channel, just write done in the comment. If you're done subscribing, just write done in the comment. Yeah. So I know that you have subscribed. Yeah, if you already done, it's okay. Just it. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. You can do that. Tomorrow, what topic? Okay, so tomorrow, what topic we are? Okay, yes, I'll tell you what topic we are going to cover tomorrow. At same time, yes, same time, 8 p.m. We are going to cover. We are going to cover what topic? Let me tell you the tomorrow's topic. What topic we are going to cover tomorrow? What topic? Yeah. Okay, so I'll tell you topic which we are going to cover. Let me share that. Tomorrow we'll be covering how, yes, I'll tell you structure of non-conformity writing. Like, so I'll go in depth. I'll take multiple examples and I'll tell you like how exactly we write the non-conformity, and with lot many example, right? What is the how you can become master in non-conformity writing? That's a tomorrow program. Okay, right, friends. Did you enjoy today's program? Yes. Can you tell me about paid? Yeah, don't worry. कल मैं बताऊंगा आपको. कल मैं बताऊंगा आपको. Yes, tomorrow. Those who are interested, I'll give them this opportunity. Our new batch is starting from our third batch. New batch is starting from 7th of March. हमारा नया बैच 7 तारीख को स्टार्ट हो रहा है. 7th March को हमारा नया बैच स्टार्ट हो रहा है. Tomorrow I'll tell about it. Don't worry. Tomorrow I'll talk about it. Okay. Great. So thank you very much, friends, and I really appreciate all of you. Thank you. Good night. Take care. Yes, Venkatesh. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Jitesh Singh, Anil. We'll see you tomorrow. Arun Kumar, Ayodotun, Fagbami, Deepak, Dhaneshwar, Matthew, Ganesh, Gautam, Guljar, yeah, Jayaraj, yeah, welcome, man. K. Prakash, Gautam, Minakshi, Nilansh, Nitesh Sawant, Pawan, yeah, good night. Let's meet tomorrow. Prabhu, Patil, Ravinder, Santosh, yes, Shiv Prakash, Yadav, Shum Joshi, Sundar, Vedival, Ullas, Venkat, yeah, Venkat, Vikas, thank you. Vinod Kumar, Deepak Singh, thank you very much. Vishwas, Yogesh, thank you. Good night, everyone. So let's meet tomorrow. Let's meet tomorrow at same time, 8 p.m. We're going to meet. Thank you very much. Take care. For timing, we'll keep it 8 only. Yeah. Thank you. Venkat, you can share support@submastery.com. Okay. We'll be ending this today's session. Thank you. Good night. Take care. Have a good day. Bye. Good night.